I think it's important as we look a year out from the Dobbs decision and the victory that took place on that day, that we take a moment to explore why it was a victory, why it happened. So political language is often fraught with words like fighting and fight and fight and fight for this and fight for that. But I want to define it a little bit better, what we mean by fighting. What we're actually doing and why we actually won and why I respect people like Lila Rose is because it's not exactly fighting that's happening. I've been in real fights. What's actually happening is the spreading of truth. That's what won this fight, the spreading of truth. And the other side doesn't have any truth to speak of. They say that a baby inside the womb is just another body part. They say that somehow a woman has 2 heartbeats, more than 10 fingers and 10 toes, extra organs that are just body parts that can be discarded like a toenail clipping. That's the so-called truth that they abide by, and any normal human can't possibly understand that because it's not true. Whatever argument we make, whether it's the scientific one or just a human one, we all know that when a woman gets pregnant, they never say, "Oh my God, I'm growing another body part." They say, "I'm having a baby." That's what they say because everyone knows what truth actually is. I'm really happy to say that my wife and I have recently discovered that truth. She's in her 3rd trimester. And I've been pro-life forever. This didn't change that, but boy did it solidify it. There's no way at any point in this, what is actually an extremely long journey for us, would we ever consider that this wasn't our baby Susie. That's her name. Never, at any point. This isn't about women's choice. This isn't about women's health care. This is about a child that will be a child. You cannot say that it's less significant or less valuable just because it's at an earlier stage of development than you are. It's like saying that because someone is inconvenient to society that they should just be killed. But you would never say that, no matter how inconvenient someone might be to our society, and there's probably a few. You would never say that because life simply has value, and it doesn't actually matter how old or how young you are. Life starts and then it starts, and that's it. These are truths. These are hard truths. And the pro-life movement has been successful because it's been about spreading truth. But more important than that even, it's been about spreading love. Look at these signs. Look at all of these young women holding these signs. That's not what the pro-life movement used to look like. Now it does. This is persuasive. This is what helps high school students come to our side. I went to speak at a high school recently, and part of my spiel to high school kids is often, don't get too close to certain arguments because you don't know enough about life yet. So just chill out. And he goes, and the guy raises his hand. He says, "How could I not do that? A friend of mine, she wanted to kill herself because of Republican policies." That's what he told me. I didn't ask him what policy, but I knew what he was talking about. It was Roe v. Wade for sure, and it was the Texas law that is basically banned abortion completely in Texas. And so I wanted to ask him, how on earth could you feel that way? That just because you can't kill another human being, that you should feel suicidal yourself. Some kind of untruth has been told to this person over and over and over again. Lies have been told to this person over and over and over again, so that they actually believe that. They believe these falsehoods. So spreading the truth is how we win this fight. That's how we won this fight over the last year, and that's how we will continue to win. That's how we've won fights like the Hyde Amendment. I wanted to speak about that for just 1 second because we have a new Hyde Amendment that we must propose. And I think this is closely related to the pro-life movement because it's about truth and it's about what healthcare actually is. Last week we proposed what I would call the new Hyde Amendment. Maybe it could be called the Crenshaw Amendment since it's mine. But it would prevent funding from going to children's hospitals that do gender transition surgeries on minors. This is yet another fight, another battleground that this kind of movement that speaks for truth, that speaks for love of children must fight for. And it's because of people like you that we're able to continue that fight, to continue that telling of truth against what has become an increasing radical ideology on the left. I can't tell you how much I want to thank you for that. Thank you for your activism. Thank you for your truth telling. Thank you for your fight.